friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudette. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother, and I am here an hour earlier than usual because that's what the schedule today demanded. I try to come on here live every Thursday with a recap of the Tarot Topics weekly newsletter and some readings around that topic. Do you get the Tarot Topics weekly newsletter? It comes into your inbox every Wednesday. And we do a different topic, and there's always some great tarot information. So if you do not subscribe, why not? Go to my website, christianagaudette.com, subscribe to the newsletter. There's a link right there to get this week's newsletter. And this week, we spoke about the Crown Chakra and the Root Chakra. And that's really the top and the bottom of these 7 major chakras. So the crown of the head and the base of the spine. And how it is with these 2 chakras that we connect to heaven and to earth. And what that means, it's about grounding. It's about how we connect to spirit. Now, in doing a tarot reading, this is really, really important to start a reading by making that connection to earth and to heaven. And from there, you've got this limitless amount of energy that runs through you. And so when you're doing a reading, you're drawing on this energy from earth and from heaven rather than on your own energy. And that way you can stay energized. But the thing is, making this connection to earth and to spirit, is not just for readers. It's for everyone. It's for all of us as we learn to be in the energy flow. It is what allows us to be grounded, and it is what allows us to connect to spirit. So people are starting to come into the room. It's nice to see you. Angelic Michelle, hello. Pamela's Insight, nice to see you. Glad that you're here. So we are here a little bit, well, not just a little bit, an hour earlier than usual. So I know it's a little unexpected, but it's what my schedule dictated. And so today hey, Chara, nice to see you. Glad that you're here. Today we want to do some readings. And now here's your menu. Pamela, nice to see you. Here's the menu. We're talking about the Crown Chakra and the Root Chakra. If you want, we can just do readings on what you need to do with one or both of those chakras as far as chakra health. We can also look at grounding, what you need to do to ground yourself, because that's the Root Chakra. And we can also work with the Crown Chakra and how you connect to spirit around you. So any questions around those topics is what we're working on today. And again, if you have not had a chance to read the newsletter or subscribe to the newsletter, the link is right there. You can, in the description, make sure you do read the newsletter and perhaps consider subscribing. It's free. It comes into your inbox every Wednesday. So I do want to remind you as well that we got stuff going on here tonight. 7 p.m. we will be back here live. I'll have people will be coming from the conference room. I'll have people in the conference room as well. We're going to do a 90-minute thing on how love shows up in tarot in honor of Valentine's Day. So please do join us. We'll be looking for lessons about love, how to do love readings, all the things about love and tarot. And there are so many things there. So please join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here, the link is already up. How tarot teaches and speaks about love. So make sure you join us. All right, I see some questions coming in. Let me go ahead and get to those questions. Let's see, Pamela's Insight. How can I best call in and utilize the connection with earth and spirit? Perfect. So for Earth, literally call it in as much as possible, because you're here in Florida, so there's no snow on the ground. I would say literally putting your feet in the ground, whether that is doing gardening, whether that's going for a walk, being with nature, going to the beach, just to be out in nature. And what that grounding, the way you can use that is it can actually bring you peace. That grounding can bring you peace. And to use the crown to connect with spirit. This can be harder for you because you get a lot of extraneous thoughts going on up there. And so the key is to breathe through all of that, to breathe through the extraneous thoughts and allow spirit to come in and give you clarity. So this whole exercise for you, Pamela's Insight, is about peace and clarity. Angelic Michelle, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. How can I feel more connected and grounded? I think by taking the time, like whether or not you are a meditator per se, taking the time to do meditation with the ground, with the root chakra and the crown chakra. You can do it in 3 minutes or less. It is that quick. And so this is for Angelic Michelle and for everyone else. Just breathe, bring your breath to the root chakra. We say it's at the very base of the spine, but we know it's actually in the place that when you give birth, it rips or it gets cut, that place. And that's what's so interesting. And I mentioned that in the newsletter is, okay, that's where the root chakra is. The crown chakra is the fontanelle, the place that's open at birth. Both the root and the crown on the body are places that allow birth. And I think that's really interesting. I could spend a long time thinking, talking, writing about that very thing, how these chakras may help us rebirth ourselves, bring us to a place of rebirth. So anyway, breathing into that area, send energy down into the earth, bring that energy back up, all the way up, and out the crown, connecting up to heaven. And so just doing that meditation, 3 minutes or less, from the breath to the root to the earth back to the root, up the spine to the crown to heaven, and there you are. That's for you, Angelic Michelle, and for everyone. So Pamela's Insight, you bring up a great thing. The lounge event, for those of you with StarCon tickets, the lounge event tonight with Amy has been postponed. I've put up notices in the Excel Events lobby, in the lounge itself, and in the StarCon community group here on Facebook. So there is no lounge event tonight. So no excuse, you have to join us here. Absolutely. All right. Pamela Lath. And actually, before I do you, Pamela, let me go back to Angelic Michelle for 1 second and just pull a card for you, particularly about groundedness and connectedness. And, the card really comes up to reiterate that quick meditation is what you need. Just breathe it through. Do it with the breath, and it will work for you. Okay, Pamela Lath, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member here. What barriers do I need to remove from my crown for getting back to better connection with spirit? Oh my gosh, what a great question. It is the barrier of chatter, the barrier of worry, the barrier of upset. And again, breath, just breathe all that stuff out. You've got too much clutter emotionally and mentally. And you're not going to get rid of that clutter from your life because it is your life. But to breathe and in the moment, put it to the side. Sometimes I visualize taking all that clutter out of my head and putting it in a box. And so just recognizing that the clutter is there, you can come back to it, but just taking it out or putting it to the side, and then you can make that clear connection to spirit. Okay, Von Ray, what can I do to better these chakras? Well, for you with the root chakra, you need to recognize your strength, your right to be here. A lot of this is going to be about affirmation for you. You need to affirm the value of yourself and your life on this planet. That's the root chakra. The crown chakra, you need to call in your ancestors. You need to recognize your ancestors are with you and helping you and here for you, and you need to ask them to be with you. So for you, I think it's a lot of affirmation. Okay. Chara, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. What are some ways to ground in the Northeast winter? Yeah. And what is the best way for me to connect with spirit and the ancestors around me? Well, you got to do the grounding exercise inside or you're going to freeze your butt off. But I think that, in terms of things you can do, baking bread, tending house plants, or literally just cleaning your house. Those are grounding activities. And a grounding meditation, even if you have to push into the cold earth and go down deeper with your meditative energy to where the earth is warmer, you can do that. Absolutely. And Chara, what is the best way for me to connect with spirit and the ancestors around me? With that, I'm going to say use your new tarot deck and do divination and simply ask who is with me and what message do you have for me? And let that come to you. Okay. Adriana, how can I be more grounded in order to manifest my dreams? And the cards come up and say that, what keeps you from your grounding is you get into emotional fear. Let go of the fear and focus on the practical steps that you have to take, and you'll get where you need to be. Okay, from my perspective, I have answered every question here. If I have accidentally missed you, I am so sorry. Teresa, yes, I am taking questions specifically about grounding, about connecting to spirit, about the root chakra or the crown chakra. That's the parameters around the questions. That's our topic for today. So if you have questions about that, please go ahead. Shaloyer, nice to see you. What could I do to improve my chakras? Time. You need to take time for yourself. You are so busy. Whether it's meditation, whether it's walking in the woods, whether it's just breathing, you need time. You need time for self-care. That's what it is for you. Big time. Big time, more time. Time for self-care in general, man. Go to the spa, get your hair done, whatever. All of those things will help you. Seriously. So I do want to remind everyone, I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. If you have a StarCon ticket, the lounge event tonight with Amy Mauser has been postponed. Tonight we do have an event here on YouTube, 7 p.m. Please do join us. The link is already up. Okay, Teresa, what chakra imbalance contributes most to anxiety? So that could vary person to person. Because all of them could do that for you. It's all of them. It's all of them. So if you work on the root and the crown, as we're talking about today, that will help because that tends to throw the rest of them back into line. So grounding with the root and connecting to spirit with the crown is really what you need to do. Yeah, Chara, going deeper into the earth. I know it's hard, but you know what? I lived up in the Northeast for the longest time. That's where I learned these practices. In fact, when I moved to Florida, it was hard for me to figure out my spiritual practices because I was so used to having it be seasonally related. And that's not to say we don't have seasons here. We do, but it's not the same. Okay, Betty, are my chakras in balance or do I need to do more work? Hi, Betty. Thanks for being a member here. You're doing a good job. I mean, they always need maintenance. I had someone say to me once, chakras are like teeth. You always have to take care of them. But I think you're doing well, Betty. I think you just have to keep up with the maintenance and you're doing well. All right, so any more questions? I am open to more questions, and if I accidentally missed you, please do reiterate. I do want to remind you to join us tonight at 7 p.m. And I do have a new Zoom class up for February 24th. We're going to do the elemental associations of the major arcana. And this gives you a whole new layer of ways to work with the major arcana, to understand the major arcana. This is a great class no matter where you are in your tarot journey, from beginner to expert. This is a great class for you. Go to my website, christianagoddard.com, to get your tickets. Betty, I'm shocked. Betty, but you've been doing so much good work. You know, the good work does pay off. It really, really does. And again, that doesn't mean you don't have to do maintenance, but it does mean I can see that you've done this good work. I can see it. So once again, the lounge event in Excel events for StarCon ticket holders tonight has been postponed. We do have an event tonight here on YouTube, 7 o'clock. I'll hope to see you. Please do go to my website and check out this newsletter and subscribe to the newsletter. How do we know if our chakras are in balance? Well, sometimes you'll find symptoms that they're not, but you can also do a reading with a pendulum or with tarot. Or many other tools as well. So it's a thing you can do a reading on as well. All right. From my perspective, I have answered all questions. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I will hope to see you soon. I should be back at the normal time tomorrow, which would be 12 noon. That's my guess, for the Friday weekly wrap up. I'll hope to see you then, but I'll also hope to see you tonight, 7 p.m. What tarot teaches, how tarot teaches and speaks about love. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you. I'll hope to see you tonight. Take really good care.